They have been called one of the greatest groups
Really?
to ever entertain an audience, innovators that took the art form to a new level, but the fans haven't heard from them in a long time.
Backstreet Boys?
And it's been wondered out loud if they were done. But ladies and gentlemen, after a prolonged break that many thought was an unannounced break-up, it can now be said with certainty that they are indeed back. Folks, you heard it here first. Radiohead is a band again. Did you think I was talking about us, Ryan? Did you think I was...
No, I knew you had some stupid, cheeky thing, especially when you said, it has been said. Once I hear that, I know we're right in the shtick of things, if you know what I'm saying.
Did you think I was pompous enough to write an eloquent intro about the Fellowship's own break from the iPod broadcast?
Sure.
Now, it is true, we have not recorded an episode since July 27th.
Do you love it? What? So funny, dude.
You know what you're doing.
Really?
We haven't recorded since July 27th, and on July 27th, the last episode that we did, it wasn't even us. It was just me.
I was going to say, I don't remember a we in that.
Yeah. You couldn't make it down to the office to review Happy Gilmore 2.
I couldn't make it to Netflix to watch Happy Gilmore 2. Actually, I watched 30 minutes of it. Yikes.
Yeah, pretty rough.
I love watching the people who are either physically paid or they're looking to hopefully one day get paid, so they're playing along with convincing themselves and their following that they liked the movie. That's pretty cute.
It's weird to be around people that genuinely...
Lie?
Well, actually the opposite. People that genuinely liked the movie. I've been around people who have said to me, I actually kind of liked it.
Liked what?
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, last week, after 9 years without a new album and 7 years without playing a concert, Radiohead, often regarded as the greatest band of our generation, they're back. And they announced a European tour for the final months of 2025. Are you excited?
No.
Folks, welcome to the Fellowship. My name is Adam Hawk. He is Ryan Engle. We have missed you as much as you have missed us. This has truly been one of the busiest summers for Nation, for me. Has it been a busy summer for you, Ryan?
Nutty.
Yeah?
It's been nutty busy. Like a nut job.
Okay.
Just been butts to nuts. Busy with busyness. Like a squirrel. Storing for winter.
Off the top, I will quickly answer the question about why it has been almost 6 weeks since we've tracked an episode.
Sure.
After I came in here and did a solo review of Happy Gilmore 2.
Did you love it?
Do you want to just explain to people why you're saying, sure, right?
Nope.
And did you love it?
Nope, I don't want to. I don't, actually.
I'm going to explain.
Great. Really?
Apparently, I have these mannerisms, and I say phrases over and over again, and we spend a lot of time in the office together, and those phrases that I say out loud then get repeated back to me by my co-host throughout the entire day. You commandeer the phrase, and then you exaggerate it a little bit.
Just a little.
So then it's like me hearing back from myself in an echo chamber all day.
Yeah. Do you love it?
Do I say that a lot?
Yeah. Nice. Great. Do you love it?
That's me.
That's you.
Okay. And
I'll like get a package from eBay and dude, oh, nice. And like I can already tell that you're like it's going over your head. You're just being polite by engaging in the thing, but you have nothing to add to it and you have no care about what the thing is. And then you just like awkwardly, do you love it? It's like, yeah, sure, I love it. What a weird thing to say.
Right.
So
So after I did that episode on July 27th about Happy Gilmore 2, I then went to San Diego for 5 days to work an event for the SCGA. I returned home after that 5-day trip for all of 12 hours simply to unpack my bag, throw all of those clothes into the laundry, repack it, and head back to Seattle for a second time this summer. And then I got back from that trip to Seattle a day before a brand new football season started for my daughter. And yes, I am coaching her soccer team again. And yes, I have an update on our season thus far because we have played 3 matches. And a lot of people have been asking, how has the new season been going? And are you gaffing again? Yes, I am gaffing again. And yes, I will have a season update here shortly.
Just want to give a moment of silence to last year's Ender Dragons.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be missed, but not forgotten.
Thank you. Means a lot.
Yeah.
Right after those soccer practices started, school started up for both of my kids, and I know that your daughter is back in school. And then in the middle of all of this, Nation Golf worked back-to-back Sunday events.
Well, why would you mention school?
Oh, because I don't do anything regarding
Well, you
school.
don't help the kids get ready for school. You just leave the house as soon as you can, right?
To get here. This place is far away. My other job starts at 7:30 in the morning. So if I'm going to work here, I have to be remotely available for the other job at 7:30 in the morning.
Right.
My kids start school at 8.
Right. Do you love it?
Anyway, as life
Sure.
as life
He
was,
says that too.
Yeah.
Sure.
as life was very busy over the summer and very busy into the early parts of what people refer to as fall, despite the fact that fall hasn't started yet, Nation Golf worked back-to-back Sunday events. One at Howie's Market when we premiered our Nation Desert Classic recap movie, and exactly 7 days after that, we went to Meadow Lark Golf Club on another Sunday to participate in the golf flea market.
Well, I guess you showed up a little towards the end, but did you love it? This is a damn good cigar. You know, I was thinking on the way here is I haven't been smoking that many cigars lately.
I was asked about cigars this weekend by my in-laws, and I told them I don't really smoke cigars that much
And I was
anymore.
like, it made me remember that I love it.
Do you love it?
I do.
Well,
It smells so good.
When's the last time you smoked a stogie at 6:49 in the morning?
Well, yeah, got to make plans, Adam.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I realized that I haven't been smoking a lot of cigars lately, not because I don't love them, but because we would normally do them when we would have this show on camera or when we would play golf. And I'm not playing a lot of golf these days.
Why is that, Adam?
More on that in just a second. When I said we worked the golf flea market at Meadowlark on Sunday, why did you feel the need to jump in? And this was Sunday, August 24th. Why did you feel the need to jump in and say we?
Oh, because you weren't there.
I was there.
Maybe.
No, I was there.
Yeah, you showed up.
I did.
Yeah.
Do you think that I was just sitting around letting you be out in that summer heat wave by yourself with a tent doing the golf flea market, or was I doing something that morning?
You were doing something late morning.
Okay.
Okay.
So in your mind, I can drive from Fullerton.
I had about 6 hours under my belt by the time your golf pictures went off. So, you know.
Soccer pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soccer
I did have picture day for my soccer team that day in Fullerton.
Uh-huh.
So if you expect me to drive from Fullerton to Huntington Beach and then back to Fullerton and then back to Huntington Beach.
No, I was thinking maybe, you know, the more helpful thing would have been to come in the morning for setup and do some of the heavy lifting. But, you know, you come in late with your shooter guns out and go over to the plant depot and, you know, get grounded.
Okay.
Okay.
So I appreciate that even though we haven't done this in 6 weeks and it's been even longer for you, you're just right back into your normal form. The truth.
The truth.
The truth. Okay.
They call me the truth. I was going to think of something good, but I couldn't.
Has there been an event that we've done together in which I have not helped you load and unload the van?
Yes.
Which one?
Many times you've not helped me load or unload the
I
van.
always make it a point to come down to San Clemente before an event, usually a day or two before, and help you get the van loaded. And I made it a point to be there at Meadowlark to help you load the van again.
Yeah. Thank you.
As my dad would say, many hands make light work.
Yeah, that's true. I like that. Not many of your hands, though. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to be honest here. They call me the truth. Sometimes it hurts.
Okay.
Okay.
So, very busy summer for Nation, for me, for Ryan, and then you throw in the tsunami of work that I've been enduring at my other job, the day-to-day responsibilities of being a husband and a father, the Labor Day sale that we had at Nation, and folks, there just simply has not been any time for a podcast. But to everyone that has reached out asking for an iPod broadcast these past 6 weeks, thank you for loving the show and for missing the show, and our apologies for not being able to get an episode out until today. How was your weekend?
Great. How was yours?
That's all you're going to give me?
I'm asking first.
One of the reasons that makes finding time for this podcast more difficult than it should be is I am under the impression, and I believe that I'm proven right all the time, that there is no part of you that wants to add to the content lift of this podcast. So when I ask you how your weekend is, that's kind of code for I've been talking for 5 minutes. I'd like to sit the next 30 out, get ahead in my notes, see what's coming up next. And maybe you, with the gift of gab, can vamp for 30 seconds on what you did this weekend.
I love a nice PC scolding. You know what I mean? That was great. I loved it. I love it. Do you love it? Weekend was great. Action-packed. We've been soaking up the beach because we're at the end of the season, or nearing it, rather. And, once the time changes and the days get shorter and the water gets colder, that little routine we have kind of fizzles out. So we kind of feel it coming, so we're really making sure Palmer just gets as much playtime at the beach with all of her cousins and friends, and so we've been just going. Even yesterday, it was told to me that we were going to have, because Katie Kai had a Sunday brunch after church with her mom. She was like, let's just do like a house day. We need to catch up on some things. And I was just like, thank God, because like this woman's got me going here, there, and everywhere so much I can never get the yard work done. And once those things pile up, all a man does is walk around his own house going, I have a laundry list of shit to do and I have no time to do it, so it's frustrating at times. And so I'm like, okay, so I set P up. We're about to get settled in. I was about to start grooming the dogs, and then I had the yard work stuff charging, I had, it was go time. Like I got my whole day planned now, And I get this text, hey, maybe we should join all the families in Laguna, and you just bring me a swimsuit and I'll meet you down there. And I'm like, okay, change of plans. Pack the lunch, pack the cooler, pack the car, put the sunscreen on P, get her in her thing, drive her down Laguna, find parking, wheel the wagon down by myself, and set up shop. And so, yeah, that whole, you got to make plans, Adam. And it's just a perfect example is that when you don't make plans, things are difficult. You know what I mean? But that being said,
You had a great time.
had a great time.
Good.
It's beautiful down there, and you can definitely tell that the summer rush is over, and it's mostly just like they call it locals summer, towards the end of the summer when it's still warm out, but everyone's back in school and back to work and what have you, and so there's less traffic down there in the sand, which is nice, and in the water, and we had a good day. The night before, we did a little full moon surfing. All the kids paddled out with glow sticks, and it was pretty rad seeing just, it's amazing watching all these kids just making those memories you kind of remember as a kid, but you're like watching it over again, and it's a trip, it's pretty cool. And we just have a great community of families. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 families that are always together, and there's a few fringe ones that participate occasionally, but together it's just this squad, and the kids are all friends, and it's Probably been the best summer I can honestly remember. Just really, I mean, you talk about the fellowship, you talk about community, you talk about like just being amongst each other in that kind of way. It's been something I didn't see coming.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been good.
I have famously on this podcast said that I am not a beach guy, but it might surprise you to hear that I went to the beach on Labor Day weekend.
Interesting choice.
To go on the busiest weekend of all time.
Well, I can't. Why'd you go there?
Why'd I go where? To the beach?
Sunset Beach.
Oh, well, you need to clue the audience in. You can't just say, you know where I went, but they don't.
Oh, well, now they do. I just said Sunset Beach.
Okay.
And I was asking you, why'd you go there? I was getting to it.
What's wrong with Sunset Beach?
I didn't say anything's wrong with it.
Okay.
So let's take those negative thoughts out of your mind.
You're
and
the
just
one
answer the question, why'd you go there?
It's the closest to Fullerton. It's one of the easier beaches to park at, and the walk from the car to the sand is very short.
So you did it for you.
Oh, my gosh. That is one of your favorite cards to play. Anything that I say, you always go, so you did it for you. You know, coaching soccer is very fulfilling for me.
Why are you
so you coach
upset?
for yourself.
Why are you so upset?
I'm not upset.
Usually when you're upset, it's true. You know what I mean? Did you love it?
You were just talking about all of the bollocks you had to do to get Palmer ready to go meet your wife in Laguna. So you understand that the path of least resistance for a family day where you're the one in charge is the path to walk down.
Sure.
So what's wrong with going to the closest beach that has good parking and the parking's close to the sand?
Well, you have a ton of, friends and family at the beach and kids that your kids could be playing with. But I'm sure they had fun with you.
They had a great time.
I'm sure they did.
They did.
Yeah. Could they see the water where your beach chair was, or was it too high to get a look over? I'm just teasing you, dude. Don't get your panties all in a bunch. Dude.
They're not. I'm sitting perfectly still. Perfectly still. I just thought you would find it interesting that I went to the beach.
I did.
Had a good time, too.
Is that the only time you guys went this summer?
Yep.
Wow.
Going to the beach.
How many hours a day, if you were to guess, on the weekend, do you collectively as a family stay in the house?
What an accusation.
Well, no, it's a question. It's not an accusation. I asked you, how many hours on average during the weekend do you think you stay in the house as a family?
So 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We're always
not counting sleeping. I'm talking daylight.
Sure.
I'm talking
okay,
daylight.
so 24 hours. 12 hours of daylight each day.
Yeah.
I would say
8 a day.
No, 4 or 5 a day.
Because every time I look
on my location, I'm at my house. Who's to say I'm not in my front yard having my kids run around in the sprinkler?
That's true.
Who's to say we're not taking a leisurely stroll?
Lot of sprinkler time.
And what's wrong with that?
Just asking. It was just a question. Why are you so upset, dude?
Another great trick of yours is to instigate. I used to say this to my brother Aaron. You cannot pull the pin on a grenade and then be mad when it goes off.
I'm not mad. I'm just enjoying a cigar, having a little chat with my buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I had a great weekend. Thank you for not asking.
I did ask.
Saturday we had a soccer game. Get into that in just a moment. And then yesterday went to church. Fantastic service. You know when you go and you just hear what you need to hear at the time you need to hear it?
Isn't it weird how it kind of always happens?
Right.
And you're like, it's speaking to me.
Yeah. Now, the hard part and the most important part is how do you take that feeling outside of the building?
Well, that's the whole gist of it.
Right.
Which is, there's a reason why he did what he did, because we suck and we needed to be saved. We're humans, we're sinners, and we're idiots. If you're really going to dumb it down, right? And so, that's why those messages and experiences are so important, because they help you make better plans.
Got to make plans.
You got to make plans.
My pastor put it in an analogy that is very easy to remember, and I think it bodes well for trying to live it out on a daily basis. Church is the huddle. That's where you huddle and call the plays. If you don't ever break the huddle, what is the point?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to take what you've been hearing into your everyday life, into the Monday through Saturday.
Yeah, and I think the groups and then branching off of the groups, like you got to connect with the congregation and grow your network outside of just the service, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like the first key. And I linked up with one of the guys in our group, and we didn't go this Friday because the schedule got tweaked, but we're starting to go meet outside of it all and have coffee on Friday mornings, you know, just to like, the more of those a week you can have some accountability, you know, and connection in that arena rather than family, personal, business, like all those other hats you wear, you know, like let's have some talks about our guy together and stay on the rails a little longer, you know, and because you're right, it is a huddle, dude. It's like, and it feels good then, and then you get home and you're just like, okay, let's go to Shakey's and forget it all. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't a dig. I was just trying to be funny. But
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it's really easy, not in a negative way to lose it or forget it, but it's just the world is the crazy place right now, you know? And everyone's way more plugged in than they've ever been to a bunch of shit. And it's very easy to maybe not forget the message, but push it aside a little bit.
Yeah. Well, there are 168 hours in a week. And if you're only spending 1 hour thinking about and living out what you want to do, the numbers are not in your favor. Habits are formed when they become habits. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new soccer season that has started, and we're 3 games in. I am the head coach of my daughter's soccer team for the 5th season in a row. It has been chronicled on this show for a couple of years, my adventures and failures as a head football gaffer. Last year, I coached a team called the Ender Dragons to a 2-6-2 record. If you are not familiar with soccer, it goes wins, losses, ties. So 2 wins, 6 losses, 2 ties. We did not make the playoffs.
Yeah, shocker. Wow.
The way soccer works, too, is the standings are decided by points. You get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, 0 points for a loss.
A lot of donuts last year.
A lot of donuts.
What's your favorite donut?
What a question. Favorite donut? Maple Bar?
Good choice.
Yours?
Yeah, good choice. I can bounce around a lot.
Same.
You know, there's only a few donuts I wouldn't get.
Yeah.
And even if you did get them, you're like, not bad.
Not bad.
You know, but yeah, Maple Bar, that's a good one. I mean, what is the maple stuff? They could put that on anything.
The reason I chose Maple Bar over anything chocolate when you just asked there is you can get chocolate anywhere.
Chocolate donuts are for kids.
Right. And
if you're a grown man, a real man, it's either like old-fashioned, OG glazed, or something with maple on it.
yeah.
If you're getting sprinkles, and don't get me wrong, I love a sprinkled donut. They're bomb. But if you're getting sprinkles or chocolate, that's a kid's order.
And you can get chocolate ice cream, you can get chocolate shakes, you can get chocolate candy bars.
Can you get maple anywhere else?
Maple
you really can't.
It's a donut shop thing.
Yeah, it's a donut shop thing.
Well,
Great call.
Thank you.
Great call. Maple, You ever seen those Gucci ones that have like bacon bits and maple?
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, not a great season last year. I took the spring off and then decided to coach fall again. This year, we are the Wolfpack. This team name is very intentional. One, it's a little bit more well-known and aggressive than Ender Dragons. You have to be a fan of Minecraft to know what an Ender Dragon is. But two, why I really like the name Wolfpack, it's one of the rare team names that is not plural. It's not the Wolves.
Yeah.
It's the Wolfpack.
That means there's no S in it. The Wolfpacks.
Most team names across all sports are plural. And that means that you can make the players on the team individuals. The Wolfpack is one singular unit, which I really like. It's the pack, baby.
Yeah.
So I started practice a month ago and noticed something very, 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 very different than any previous season I had coached before. I've got good players.
Oh.
Yes.
Or are they just on the top end of the age bracket?
That too.
I had a feeling when you were like, oh, we've won a couple games, this is that. And I was like, oh, did you finally
Well, it's a U
catch up to the field?
It's a U10 division, which means you have to be under 10. So the girls are 9 and 8, and I have predominantly 9-year-olds on my team.
I was going to say, and everyone on my team is 10 years old, and their birthday's in January.
Yeah. No, you got to be under 10. That said, everyone we've matched up against has had similar-sized girls, so it's not like there's this crazy advantage. We just have girls that know how to play the game, know how to spread out, know how to pass. Now, I won't bore you with all those details.
Who's the MVP?
Right now, her name is Finley.
Oh. How does Penelope feel about that?
Great, because Finley is pushing Penelope. Penelope's pushing Finley. They are clearly the 1 and 2.
Wow.
Which is great. But beyond them, I've got about 5 other players on this 11-player roster who are just a tick below them.
Are you teaching like passing, or is it just like boot it as far as you can, coach?
That's what it was last season and before, but now they can
kick the ball hard.
Yeah. Big one, big one, big one. That's what you yell when the ball's rolling at them in the open field. No, now it's real soccer. And I'd love for you to come to a game. I invited you all season last year.
Well, I don't think anyone really wanted to see what was going down last season, you know?
I think you would have enjoyed more seeing me lose than coming out and seeing me win.
You would think that. Just another negative thought there, you know?
Wonder where I get it from.
Yeah. It's like, can't be mad if the grenade goes off and you pulled the pin.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Do you love it?
The Wolfpack is 2-0-1 on the season. 2 wins.
1 tie? God, I hate a tie. Don't you do kick-offs or whatever the fuck they are?
I would
Penalty
rather
kicks?
have a game end in a tie than in penalty kicks.
Because you want to get home.
No, because penalty kicks are the biggest luck boxes of all time.
Yeah, but at least someone wins.
But if you're on the losing end of your goalie
Tough
guessing
titties.
wrong. Tough what?
Titties. Tough titties. Like firm ones. They're tough.
You said something many, 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 many podcasts ago that I've been waiting for you to say again because I think it's such a funny term and it's such a South OC term. I was saying something that was rather dramatic or sad, and at the end of it, you just said, harsh toke.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
I've been waiting for that because I had never heard that term before.
You've never heard harsh toke?
No.
Really?
Really?
Wow. I think the last guy who told me that rode in on his fucking dinosaur to tell me, dude.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Jeez Louise.
I think there was a generational gap and that phrase might have died off, or maybe it's just not something said in Seattle, but to hear like a somewhat surfer accent say harsh toke.
I mean, I feel like all the guys in Seattle would know what a harsh toke is.
They would know what a harsh needle is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Weed's a little bit too soft for Seattleites.
Yeah.
You know?
Weed's like Alka-Seltzer to you guys. It's how you sober up.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, fuck, I'm not feeling so good. Here, hit this bong.
Yeah, exactly. So we're 2-0-1.
Were you a big bong guy? Or did you like burning paper?
We're 2-0-1. I'm not going to bring my former recreational habits into a conversation about youth
recreational.
Soccer.
Nice.
2-0-1. 2 wins, no losses, 1 tie. That means that we are undefeated. Nobody has defeated the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I think.
I knew you'd have an issue with this.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that undefeated.
We're undefeated. Who's defeated us? Nobody.
You tied.
Well,
you tied. So
yeah.
you there was one game you didn't win.
Correct.
And in my opinion, undefeated means you've won every game.
In my opinion, of the dictionary, it means we haven't lost.
Yeah, that's what a coach who has a tie on the record would say.
Okay. We've got the dictionary definition versus Ryan's definition.
Versus the truth.
Okay. They call him the truth.
They call him the truth. Truth-ing is what they say.
So here's the rub, folks, and here's why I will not get any sleep this week.
We're playing the first place team this week.
We're playing the first place team this week. The first place team is 3-0-0. That means if you were paying attention to when I broke down the point system, they have 9 points, 3 points for each win. We have 7 points, 3 points for 2 wins and 1 point for a tie. We are behind them by 2 points in the standings. We need to beat them now, despite the fact that we have 10 games in the season and this is only week 4, because if they beat us, they're going to go up by 5 points.
Oh. And we can't have that happen.
Making up 5 points over 6 games is going to be quite difficult. This is the rare time where a very, very early game in the season is likely going to define how the entire season goes.
Are you near the same skill and talent level of their team collectively as far as like soccer skill, as opposed to grit and will to win and at all costs? Like, is this going to be like a showdown, or is this going to be a brawl?
Great question. I have not seen their team yet.
You haven't been studying film?
No.
Are the parents, do they have a separate group chat with you in it, just in case they need to replace you?
Do they have a separate group chat with me not in it? Is that what you meant to say? I sure hope not.
Yeah. Because you know they had one last year.
Yeah, they probably did.
They did. They're like, this fucking guy, dude.
Yeah. No, I think that they're happy with the way things are going.
So back to my question.
Mm-hmm. Is it going to be a brawl or is it going to be a tactical game? I don't know. What
was the old coach of the
Blue Bananas?
No, the Saints, who got in trouble for like giving his players presents for hurting the other team.
This was Bountygate.
Yeah, Bountygate.
It was Greg something, and he was
the defensive coordinator,
right? And they would pay out big bonuses if you concuss the other quarterback.
And other players.
Right.
Yeah. It's very college, though. Like, you get a sticker on your helmet if you stick a guy, you know?
Right.
Like, he doesn't have to, like, lose his career, but, yeah, put him on the sidelines for a few plays, you know?
Sure.
That's some good American ball right there. My point is you got any bruisers on your team?
I have a couple of girls that are not afraid to get physical, but I coach them to play within the rules.
Is it against the rules to put your most physical player on the most talented opposing player? That's not against the rules, right?
No, that's not against the rules, but to throw people to the ground or go all Bountygate with it. Greg Williams was his name. Sorry, I was scrambling to find that out. Greg Williams, defensive coordinator in charge of Bountygate.
Sounds like you need a little Greg Williams strategy.
Yeah, well.
Within the rules, right, mind you, but,
yes.
Got to play tough.
Got to play tough. And this will be a big one. There are 3 ways this can go. Either we jump them and take first place with a win, we tie and make up no ground, but we know that we can hang with them, or we lose and we're essentially playing for second place the rest of the year.
Right. Man, that would suck if they won, right?
Yes, it would. It would.
Big bummer.
Big bummer. But a lot of fun to actually have good players. And Look, no one's going to tell me this, but I certainly have evolved as a head coach and become a better coach.
3 games in, he's got it all sorted, everybody. By no way it could fall off the rails now. It's going to be he's fighting for first all season. You just watch.
Can I give you some unsolicited encouragement?
Sure.
When your daughter gets older and she starts to participate in things in which you might get involved, do everything you can to make the time to get involved. It is the most fulfilling thing anyone can do. Because not only do you get to have that time with your child uninterrupted and make those memories, but you also get to know other kids and you get to see how special they are and the way they revere you and the way you can potentially impact them and give them a strong role model in their life for a couple of hours is a great feeling. And you were saying this earlier about going to the beach, about how all the kids are friends with each other. One thing I do at the beginning of the season is I always tell the parents, I would really appreciate it if you guys took the time to get to know each other so that when you're coming to the games, it feels like a community, so that you're rooting for each other's kids, and so that the pizza party at the end of the year isn't awkward because you spent 3 months sitting by yourself and not talking to people. And I told them, and I tell them every year, watch your daughters today at this first practice. They will become instant friends. And they will leave the field as very good friends, and they will become best friends because the spirit of children is to become friends right away, similar to what you're seeing at the beach. It is very sad that as adults, as we get older, we branch away from that. So it's cool to watch these kids do that, and it's a nice reminder because as much as they're learning from you, you learn from them the entire season as well. So my unsolicited encouragement to you is when Palmer does something where you might jump in as a volunteer coach, do it.
Great.
Okay.
Love that. I mean, also, if you want your kids to make an even deeper connection, do some activities on the weekend that are, they're with those new friends for more than 60 minutes. Because Palmer was playing with her friends and cousins for like 6 hours yesterday.
We're not comparing.
Well, you're giving me advice, and I'm looking at it going like, cool soccer game. I kind of did everything you're preaching to me being the choir, for 8X.
I think there's a difference in dynamic.
But no, all jokes aside, you're right, and that's good coaching. That's great advice. And parents, we've been saying this about our little group, that it's rare that all of us as parents are this close friends and we have this community of families at the beach and stuff like that. Like, that's a rare thing. And I think a lot of people who get into sports do exactly as you say. They're like kind of like fringy or whatever, and then the pizza party is kind of blown. So that's great advice because, man, it's just like the message at church. It's like you got to get out there with the people and connect, and that's the whole point of this whole operation, And,
yeah.
And so good on you for steering that ship.
Thank you very much. I have 3 rules for the parents. That's one of them. The other one is to cheer for all the kids, not just your daughter. And the third and final one is if any one of you talks to the ref during the game, if he doesn't ask you to leave, I will. We are not the team that talks to the ref. I can talk to the ref.
Yeah.
But if any of the parents are saying anything to the ref, you can go ahead and go sit in your car and listen to the radio broadcast of the game the rest of the time.
Right.
Which, by the way, if you were to do the radio broadcast of these games, that would be awesome. Just stream it to YouTube Live for the 6 parents. Yeah. That would be great. What have you been watching lately on Telebox?
Chief of War, and then, God, what is it called? It started off good, and then it kind of like tapered off. It's like some espionage shit. What's it called? But yeah, not so great. Chief of War's been really good. But man, it's hard to do this like once a week, watch one ep, and then the cliffhanger gets you, and you go, God, what? Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, are we really cliffhangering every episode? Like, I'm coming back next week. You didn't lose me.
Yeah.
Why are you acting like you're losing me?
Right.
Great show. Don't cliffhanger me like that every single time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but great show.
Excellent.
What are you guys watching?
Personally, I've been watching the Mariners stretch run. I paid for the MLB app. I waited for the price to come down after the All-Star break, so I am heavily invested into the Seattle Mariners making the playoffs. They're doing their best to blow it, but there are 19 games left. Your Dodgers were just recently on a 5-game losing streak. I didn't even know that was possible for the Dodgers.
Yeah, but they'll probably be fine.
Yeah. They got the Padres on their heels, but it is stretch run time in baseball, which is some of my favorite times. September, November baseball is the best. I watched a whole bunch of the U.S. Open in tennis, and like most parents, I have seen K-pop Demon Hunters no less than 43 times.
Jesus.
I love the movie. I love the songs. I love the message. I love everything about it. You called it Coco Melon for adults.
Yep, stand by that.
And then I asked your wife how much of it you watched, and she said you watched the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's Coco Melon. It's like programmed. They like make the people in the crowd shake a little bit so it keeps your attention, and they change every scene every 3 seconds like this to just keep you going. It's programmed exactly like Coco Melon, but it's not for kids at all because it's like a very adult plot. And so you're like, I'm watching an adult cartoon. That's a girl band, pop people who fight demons, and you're going to get on me about sci-fi? What a joke. What an absolute travesty. Mr. Film Guy over here, like K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm out. Pulling the pin, and I'm mad it exploded, dude. Do you love it?
Sure.
Right.
What I have not been watching. I have not been watching golf.
Boy, is that an understatement.
Now, I know the listening audience is taking a deep sigh right now going, here they go again. But I promise you that I am not trying to do a bit. I am not trying to be negative. It's just
here they go again. Show me where we've been wrong.
The reality of the situation is this. You were hard-pressed to find a bigger fan of professional golf than me the last 5 years of my life.
You were Mr. PGA Tour.
Yeah, I was a guy that streamed Thursday and Friday rounds of the John Deere on ESPN+. I was a guy that listened to...
You were Jim Hicks for Halloween a couple years back, weren't you?
Is that the combination of Dan Hicks and Jim Nance?
Oh, yeah. Dan.
Jim Hicks. I love that. That's great.
That shows you how important it really is.
Right. Love the tour. Would listen to the No Laying Up podcast.
Loved.
Would listen to Fairway Rollin'. Would listen to Fried Egg, Shotgun Start, all that stuff. Could not get enough golf.
The next golf brand or golf podcast or anything that just takes some cliche golf term, shame on you.
Right.
Fried egg. Slice. What's next? Yeah, I started this brand. It's called Power Fade. And yeah, we spell it on our hat in an arc upside down. It's really cool, dude.
I want to say this, that
Hook draw.
The evolution of this take for me is not necessarily that this stuff is bad. Pro golf, the brand scene, the influencers, the YouTube
creators. They
creators.
Create now, dude.
I'm not even going to say that stuff's bad. We've done that before. What I'm going to say is that there's just too much of everything right now. It's oversaturated. There's too much golf. Everywhere I go is golf.
I think it's going to burn out soon.
It has to, because if a person like me who loved it so much can't really be bothered to pay attention anymore. For example, I didn't watch any of the Walker Cup. I normally would have. I didn't watch Rory win the Irish Open. I didn't watch Tommy Fleetwood at the FedEx Cup. I don't think I've watched a round of golf since the British Open. I am going from hardcore to casual very, very, very quickly. And it's just the reality of the situation, and I wonder why that is. Is it the oversaturation? Is it the fact that most of the stuff is not that entertaining and fairly immature? Or is it the fact that maybe I need to do some introspective reflecting, and that this is my job. Nation Golf is golf. The SCGA is golf. And so every day, whether I want to or not, I'm staring golf in the face in one way or another. And maybe I've just had enough. The same way that I had enough of sports when I was producing radio for 15 years.
Similar for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, got to just get out and play it. Golf, they're trying so hard to make the entertainment of it the thing. It's never going to be the thing. The thing is playing it. And, yeah, what a joke. I don't need some C-grade comedian getting in the golf space because he could be an A-grade golf comedian or golf babe or all this other distractive stuff. It's like, it's about the game. It's about playing it with the foursome you're playing with and making those experiences and just chasing the ball around. And you can't package that up and put it on a tube and make that as exciting. It's just like, it's clearly not working. Most of it's cringe. And I think people are waking up to that. I think with as crazy as this whole YouTube golf thing has gotten, and everyone's just like, oh, this is the future and this is that. We're going to have these events and bring these guys into the fold and blah, blah. You really think that's going to be around forever? I don't. I mean, there's a shelf life to everything in entertainment, you know, and at the end of the day, like, golf takes an enormous amount of time, money, practice, nuance, all this stuff. And I just don't think it's ever going to be mainstream. It's almost like, it's like that show Wipeout. You know?
My sister-in-law was on that show.
Yeah, it's like, this is entertaining. These guys are bouncing around and eating shit, and it's kind of funny and stuff. And it's like, they're trying to do that to golf, but it's not really the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Great analogy.
And it's like, oh, it's entertaining, and it is like, yeah, now. But like, once you've watched Wipeout a few times, are you really like, can't wait for next season, I'm tuning in for sure. You know, like, eventually you get over it.
Well,
You've
and then
seen them bounce off the ball a million times. You're like, fuck, I've seen it, you know?
And it also becomes something that you just watch when you happen onto it and when you have the time.
Yeah.
I am no longer making time to watch golf. I think I will make time to watch the Masters, the U.S. Open, and the British Open. And that is probably it. Now, let's move this conversation forward. The Ryder Cup is coming up. This is one of the all-time historic team events, and when I am searching myself honestly for, do I really care? I don't. I will certainly pay attention to it and watch it, but what's tripping me up right now is that
Keegan Bradley's cringe.
I have such a distaste for Keegan Bradley.
I knew you were going there.
And because he is the captain of the team, he is the face of the Ryder Cup, and because he went through some overhyped drama about whether or not he was going to pick himself to be the first playing captain since Arnold Palmer, these storylines are getting regurgitated and naturally oversaturated. And there is such a thing as too much Keegan Bradley. And you don't need a lot of Keegan Bradley to have too much Keegan Bradley. So the fact that the Ryder Cup is going to be all Keegan Bradley, quotes, interviews, camera shots of him standing behind the guys, talking into the walkie-talkie all serious, driving around on a golf cart. Yeah, I don't need it.
The modern golfer, especially the modern competitive golfer, and even more specific, the professional golfer, they all are so insecure about being like a golfer that they have to try super hard to be a jock or a sporto or like be super sporty. You know what I mean?
Sporto.
And what I just despise now about the Ryder Cup, and I used to be a big fan of the Ryder Cup, but they play up this like, let's go, yeah, chest bumping stuff, and they want it so bad to be this like sport thing, and they want to be these sports guys, you know, and it's just like, it's just they've turned it up to a level that's just like, now the music doesn't even sound good, it's just too loud. You know what I mean? And it's funny. I love Luke Donald, and I don't love him. I don't know anything about him. Sweet swing. I've always thought he had a swing. His visor is atrocious. He's always worn the female visor instead of the men's visor, which is just a crime against golf fashion's humanity. But sweet swing, fun to watch a guy who doesn't knock it long stay relevant, because I think that's golf, right?
Mm-hmm.
Europe fumbled the bag here, this Ryder Cup. If Keegan Bradley's your U.S. captain, how did you not pick Miguel Angel Jimenez? Yeah, who could ever forget that little squabble they had, you know? And Jimenez just handled that as a G, like his shoulders were back. He kept like putting his hand on his chest, like, no, you need to hear me, you know? Like, and Keegan's like, oh shit, man, shit. I wish I played basketball. Fuck, shit. I'm uncomfortable with my own unathletic, lanky body, and I'm gonna go, yeah, when everything goes my way. It's just like, God, this guy's so fucking annoying, you know? And you're gonna pick a fight with the coolest dude ever, just a red meat eating cigar in his mouth, ponytail out of his hat, wingtip wearing, fresh pressed trouser, shoulders back, just swashbuckling golfer. Wow. You're gonna pick a fight with that guy. Keegan's forever on the shit list because of that. And I don't even care if Jimenez was wrong. Doesn't even matter. Look at the optics there. You and your caddy are all butthurt, walking around in circles. Like, get off the lawn, dude. That guy's a dork. Keegan Bradley is a dork. And I can't believe that all of a sudden now we're just picking active players to coach these teams. What the fuck is that? You have to earn that. So this guy gets snubbed in the last Ryder Cup, and you're like, oh, let's just make him captain. That's very 2025 of us. Let's keep it equitable. It's like, fuck. What a joke. Golf is such a joke right now. Golf is good. Just a bunch of dorks trying to convince us that they're cool guys. That's what it is. And I ain't buying it, dude. I ain't buying it. I think, hot take, I think the boisterous New York crowd, and I think the Euros are going to go in there and they're going to curb stomp the U.S. I think that you look at the teams next to each other and you're like, there's a whole lot of guys that are good now because the tour's in shambles, and none of those guys look like dogs, you know? And the fucking Euro team looks like they got a bunch of Jimmy Butlers over there, dude, that are just ready to untuck their shirt and slap the floor and just show up in the playoffs, you know?
Wow.
So that's my take. I think the Euros are going to take it on our home soil, and the U.S. probably needs to be humbled. So we'll see what happens.
Are you kind of hoping for that?
No, because, I mean, I don't know. I can't say I'm hoping for anything. I'm hoping that it's worth watching. Because if it's not, if it's borderline not worth watching, I'm out, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't watching.
Yep.
Hit me with the recap. We can go over it in the podcast Monday after. That's where I stand on it.
So this weekend, we welcomed back the almighty National Football League to the zeitgeist of American culture. Go ahead.
How many jerseys did you guys have at your service yesterday?
0, thankfully. What about you?
2.
2 jerseys in church?
2 jerseys.
Yeah.
Jerseys and hats?
I know.
Come on.
But here's the thing. I have recently backpedaled on that take. I still hate the NFL. I still think guys that wear jerseys are the weirdest people in the world. I think wearing that to church is
diabolical.
Yeah. That said, I'd rather those people be in church wearing whatever they want than not in church. So if the Bible says come as you are, then, come as you are. If you're dressing for Dave & Buster's as you go to church, okay, fine, welcome. I have a bigger issue with a habit of churchgoers, and that is punctuality.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If
you're not 15 minutes early, you're late.
Yep. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the firefighters say, and that's what Tom Coughlin used to tell the New York Football Giants. But my issue with it is I think that it is in the mind of a lot of people that church, because it's optional and because you're doing something good, that, hey, I'll just mosey in whenever I want. You wouldn't do that at work. You wouldn't do that at the doctor's appointment. So what you're really saying is that your reverence and respect for God and your congregation is below everything else in your life. You wouldn't have your kid show up 15 minutes late to a soccer game on the weekend.
And you know what else is funny is that 5-minute late church guy, he walks down the aisle and finds a seat up front or close to the front, like mid-pack. If I was late, I'm sitting in the back.
With shame.
Yeah. No one's going to watch me walk in front of them while they're worshiping.
Sure.
I'm going to be like, ooh, this looks good back here.
Yeah. Now, I want to be careful about this because I do love my church and I do love all the people that go, and I do want people to go to church if that's what you want to do. It's just odd to me that every single Sunday at 10:30 when it starts, it's 25% full, and then after the first song, it's totally full. And a lot of those people have Starbucks in their hands. So you had time to hit the drive-thru, but you didn't have time to show up to church on time. Yeah. Yep.
Slow, long, eyes closed, head nod.
Yep. That calls for a John Hawk head nod. It is tough to lob arrows at your people, but I do think that there needs to be
what are the chances
a wake-up
that
call.
Starbucks holding 5-minute late church guy wears football jerseys on Sundays?
Oh, yeah.
Very high probability, I would say.
Yeah. So, look, wear whatever you want. Just try to be in your seat on time because everywhere else you show up on time. But so why not church?
Yeah. I agree.
Why do they have to make the announcements to nobody and then everybody shows up? Anyway.
Sometimes I look around the crowd and I'll see someone like on their phone, like during the message. That's a tough look.
Yeah.
That's a tough look.
Well, one could argue.
They could be looking at the Bible phone thing. Nice, dude. Look at your hands at work.
I think God is smiting us for talking about the congregation.
Yeah. See how mine's in a way where I can still look at you and I have to look through this guardrail?
Yeah. Okay, let's change topics. The NFL is back, and
I did watch the tail end of the Buffalo game last night because Dad had it on for dinner, and fairly exciting. They came back for a win, and you're like, oh, this is kind of cool, you know?
Great. I'll take your word for it.
I mean, I still have the same feelings about the NFL. Like, it's whatever, but...
Yeah.
I think it's just tribalism in general. I'm just sick of it. Whether it's protesters, pro-Trumpers, NFL, like, whatever it is. Like, look, it's cool to get down there and root for your daughter's soccer team and stuff like that, but then it's like, you can close that chapter and then go on your day and not have whatever happened there affect you, you know? I think these tribalistic little things that everyone's involved in nowadays, they spill over into the rest of their life. And I think it's a cancer. Just my opinion.
Don't disagree. Why I wanted to bring up the NFL was not because it's back, because I will violently tune out the entire time and quietly laugh in my head that people would waste a Sunday watching that. I wanted to bring it up because...
Let's go back to an instant replay.
Let's bring in our referee analyst and he can tell us why this call is coming back.
Oh, replay, dude.
The reason I wanted to bring it up was because we haven't done the show in a while and we missed fantasy football draft season. That 2 weeks in late August, early September, where everybody comes into work around the water coolers. Like, I got my draft tonight. My fantasy football draft, fantasy draft. And
how stoked are you that you're not doing it anymore?
Couldn't be happier. But what dawned on me this year, and I'm kind of mad I didn't get to it earlier in my own mind, was, does anything in the world need a bigger rebrand than fantasy football? It's hard to think of something that has a lamer name than fantasy football, because I kept hearing these people say, I got my fantasy draft tonight. Imagine telling your wife, I got to go out to the garage to do my fantasy draft. That's essentially, in my mind, especially since these guys are typically, the red-blooded American men who are tough guys, and they got to go do their little fantasy draft and play GM and wait for the clock as they're on, and they're picking these players. That to me is like someone saying, I'm playing Magic the Gathering tonight. I've got Dungeons and Dragons tonight. We're doing Settlers of Catan tonight. I'm trading Pokemon cards tonight. I have a fantasy draft tonight. Do you see how those things are all kind of in the same group?
It's very cringe.
It's got to be the lamest thing in the world you could tell people is, I've got a fantasy draft.
Yeah.
How'd your fantasy team do this weekend? Oh, my fantasy team did great. How'd your fantasy team do? Call it something else. Do you know what fantasy sports was called before it was called fantasy? Rotisserie League Baseball. Fantasy sports were first fantasy baseball, and it was invented by these guys who drafted a fake team to play against each other at a rotisserie chicken shop, and they called it rotisserie baseball. So right now, it could be called rotisserie football, and I would be okay with that. That's kind of a cool name. There's some history there. But fantasy football is the lamest name, and it's one of the lamest things to hear people talk about.
Yeah.
Signed the guy that just talked about his girls' U10 soccer team. Self-awareness is the best awareness,
I see
folks.
But I see it. Look, like local community high school lights, everyone's walking to their seats in the stands and rooting for their hometown team. That's got some...
That's cool.
That's got some, some cachet to it. Going to SoFi Stadium, watching all these millionaires run around with all these box seats and just this... It's pro wrestling, dude.
Your boy Shay had some good tickets to pro wrestling yesterday.
Yeah, you've probably taken some clients down there. So let's talk about this,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. There's a lot, in my opinion, better things that I could be doing than that. And you got to make plans.
You got to make plans.
And you love it.
We got a new TV. We went to Walmart, pulled the trigger on that one.
I thought you already had.
No, I didn't do it for her birthday, but we went back and got one because did I tell you that the one sunspot on the TV multiplied to 3 sunspots on the TV?
Well, when your TV's in the sun, it can do that. I think what you should get, so you did that for her birthday, right? That was her birthday present?
I didn't get it for her birthday. We ended up getting it this weekend, many months after her birthday.
Well, maybe for Christmas you could get her some blackout curtains for behind the TV. And protect your investment a little bit.
Sure.
I'm going to cut a little slit in your screen and take your Fire Stick out.
Oh, right. Well, it's a Roku TV. There's no sticks.
Oh, yeah.
We're just scrolling through, selecting apps. Ladies and gentlemen, what a pleasure to be back.
Did you love it?
Sure.
Right.
We knocked some rust off. I will say that you were in rare form today. Good for you. I've got some tightening up. I've got some tightening up to do.
Sure.
We will get better.
Sure.
But we are back. And we thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Fellowship.
Can't wait to go. Look, you can't wait to go.
I got to go. Yeah. I'm 20 minutes late to my job.
It's been said many times that this is the end of the episode. Adam Hawk.
We'll see you next Monday.